It was a quiet Sunday afternoon in a small American town, the kind where everyone knew everyone, and strangers stood out like thunder in clear skies. But the peace shattered when a little boy, no older than 7, burst into the local diner, tears streaking down his dusty cheeks. He hit my grandma, he sobbed, clutching his small fist. She's bleeding. The room froze. Forks paused midair. Conversations died instantly. At the corner table, a group of 6 leather-clad bikers, the Iron Shadows, slowly turned their heads. Their leader, a tall, broad man with a gray beard and cold blue eyes, stood up, setting down his coffee cup with a thud. "Kid," he said softly, kneeling down. "What did you just say?" The boy hiccuped through his tears. "The man next door. He hit my grandma. She fell down." "I don't know what to do." The biker's jaw tightened. No one said a word as the men stood, their heavy boots echoing across the diner floor. Engines roared seconds later, filling the air with thunder, and within minutes, the Iron Shadows parked their motorcycles right outside his door. The child's name was Ethan. He lived with his grandmother, Martha, in a small, weather-beaten house on the edge of town. Martha was the heart of the neighborhood, always baking cookies for the kids, tending her garden, and waving at every passing car. But life hadn't been easy for her. Her daughter, Ethan's mother, had died 3 years ago in a car accident, and the boy's father had disappeared soon after. Ethan was all she had left. Their neighbor, Tom Riley, was a bitter man in his 50s, known for his temper and his drinking. People whispered about his past, lost jobs, lost marriage, and lost soul. He lived alone, and most folks kept their distance. That Sunday morning, Martha had gone next door to ask Tom if he could stop throwing trash into her yard. No one saw what happened next, only Ethan did. Tom's rage exploded. He shoved her. She fell against the porch railing, hitting her head. Ethan screamed for help, but no one came. So he ran, barefoot and terrified, until he reached the diner on Main Street. That's where fate stepped in. The Iron Shadows weren't just any bikers. Most people saw only the tattoos, the leather, and the rumble of their engines. But behind that rough exterior were men who'd seen war, heartbreak, and injustice. Their leader, Ray "Ghost" Dalton, was a retired Marine. He knew the sound of fear when he heard it, and the look of helplessness in a child's eyes when Ethan told them what happened. Something in Ghost snapped. "Boys," he said, sliding on his gloves. "Let's ride." The engines came alive like thunder rolling over the hills. As they reached the narrow road leading to Ethan's house, neighbors peeked out from behind curtains. The sound of a dozen bikes roaring down the lane was something this quiet town hadn't heard in years. When they arrived, Tom was sitting on his porch, a beer can in one hand, smirking. "What's this?" he sneered. "A circus." Ghost dismounted, eyes locked on him. "You hit an old woman," he said quietly. Tom laughed. "What's it to you?" "She's just a nosy." He didn't get to finish. Ghost stepped forward, calm but deadly. "Listen to me real close," he said. "You're going to sit there and pray she's okay. Because if she's not, you'll answer to all of us." For the first time, Tom's smirk faded. The bikers surrounded the porch, not touching him, not saying a word, just standing there like a wall of steel and silence. Ethan ran into the house, yelling, "Grandma! Grandma!" Moments later, his tiny voice came again. "She's breathing. But she's bleeding bad." Ghost's tone changed immediately. "Medic," he called out. One of the bikers, Tank, who had been an army paramedic, rushed inside with Ethan. They worked quickly, wrapping Martha's head and calling an ambulance. When the paramedics arrived, they were shocked to see the Iron Shadows forming a human barrier to clear the path. Martha was taken safely to the hospital, but as the sirens faded away, Ghost turned back to Tom. "You ever go near that woman or that boy again," he said in a low growl, "and we won't talk next time. We'll visit." Tom just sat there, silent, pale, and shaking. That night, the whole town was talking, not about violence, but about protection, loyalty, and what it really means to stand up for someone who can't fight back. Martha survived. The doctor said she was lucky, just a concussion and some bruises. Ethan never left her side in the hospital. And every evening, the sound of motorcycle engines could be heard outside her window. The Iron Shadows visited every day. Ghost brought flowers once, awkwardly holding them behind his back like a shy boy. "They said you like daisies," he muttered. Martha smiled softly. "You're the men who scared that devil half to death, aren't you?" Ghost chuckled. "Ma'am, I just like to see good people safe." Over the next few weeks, something changed in town. People who had once looked at the bikers with suspicion now waved when they passed. The diner offered them free coffee. Kids ran up to see their bikes, but no one was more grateful than Ethan. He began to see Ghost as a father figure. The old biker taught him how to ride his small dirt bike, how to fix engines, and most importantly, how to stand tall even when the world feels heavy. One day, Ghost found Ethan drawing a picture of a biker with angel wings guarding an old lady and a child. "That's you," Ethan said with a grin. "You're our guardian biker." Ghost swallowed hard, his eyes glistening. "You just make sure to be the kind of man who guards others someday, all right?" Meanwhile, Tom Riley moved away quietly a few months later. No one missed him. Some said he left because of the shame, others believed he just couldn't handle the sight of those bikes parked near his road every evening, but the truth was, he had received something deeper than fear that day. A lesson. A mirror. Years later, Ethan grew up to become a police officer. And on the day he graduated, a line of motorcycles thundered down the road to the ceremony. The Iron Shadows, older now, stood proudly behind him. Ghost placed a medal around Ethan's neck, a silver coin with the emblem of their brotherhood. "For courage," Ghost said. "And for remembering that strength means protecting, not hurting." Ethan looked into the crowd, his eyes misty. In the front row sat his grandma, smiling, healthy, and proud. Sometimes heroes don't wear capes, sometimes they wear leather jackets, ride loud bikes, and appear when the world turns its back, and sometimes, all it takes is one small child's cry for help, to remind everyone what real strength truly means.